A lot of new and experienced chicken keepers get worried when egg production suddenly slows down. Sometimes it feels like the whole flock stops at once, and it can be hard to know what's normal and what's not. Today, we're breaking down the most common reasons hens take a break so you can recognize what is expected and what needs attention. You're listening to Valley Hatchery's Customer Support Insight, where we help you raise strong, healthy backyard flocks with confidence. I'm Connie, a customer support representative here at Valley Hatchery. And with me today is Tina from our support team.
Hi, Connie, and hi, everyone. Today, we're talking about one of the questions we answer almost every day: why hens stop laying. We will work through age, molting, seasonal daylight changes, and some of the lesser known causes behind egg slowdown.
A lot of owners assume that a sudden drop in eggs means something is wrong, but most of the time, it's part of the hen's natural cycle.
Exactly. There are three big drivers: age, molting, and the amount of daylight they're getting. Once you understand those, everything starts to make sense.
Let's start with age. Hens lay their best during the first 1 to 2 laying years. After that, it's normal for production to taper off.
Pullets usually begin laying around 18 to 20 weeks, depending on the breed. Once they start, they lay very consistently during their first year. But by year 2 or 3, most hens naturally slow down. And we hear it all the time. She used to give me an egg a day, and now I'm lucky to get 3 a week. That is exactly what a 3-year-old hen normally does.
Breeds matter too. High production breeds like Leghorns and hybrid peak early. Heritage breeds tend to be steadier, but the overall pattern is the same.
Yes, and by age 5, some hens may stop almost completely. You can support them with good feed, but age-related decline can't be reversed.
Before we move on, we should touch on nutrition because feed problems cause more egg slowdown than people realize.
Hens need 16 to 18% protein, access to clean water, and enough calcium to support eggshell formation. Treats and kitchen scraps can dilute the diet quickly and reduce production.
And if someone is feeding an all-flock ration, they should offer oyster shells on the side for layers to make a big difference. Let's talk about molting. This is one that surprises new chicken owners the most.
Molting can look dramatic, and it triggers a lot of worry. Every fall, we get photos of hens missing half their feathers with a message like, "I think something attacked her. She looks worse every day, but she's still eating and acting normal. What is going on?" Most of the time, it's a textbook molt. No predators, no illness, just a natural reset.
Exactly. And we often hear people say, I thought they had mites because the patchiness looked similar. But a molt usually shows up with the new pin feathers coming in and birds having perfectly fine otherwise.
Molting is a nutrient-heavy process. Feathers are mostly protein, so hens redirect their energy from laying to regrowing. That's why production stops, sometimes for weeks. You can support them with a slightly higher protein feed, around 18 to 20%, but you can't rush a molt.
Most hens molt in late summer or fall, but stress or extreme heat can trigger an early molt too, whether it's heavy molt or a soft one. The break from laying is totally normal. Now, let's move to seasonal daylight changes because this is the number one reason for winter slowdown.
Hens need around 14 to 16 hours of light to maintain peak laying. And when fall hits, daylight drops fast. Every year that we get the same message: my flock stopped laying overnight. And once we check the date, it's usually right after that first big seasonal shift.
And we always reassure people this is completely normal. Chickens are meant to take a natural rest period when the days get shorter. Their bodies use that time to recover, rebuild nutrients, and reset for spring.
Exactly. It's not a problem to fix. It's part of a healthy laying cycle. And this includes your young hens too. Pullets that are just reaching 18 to 20 weeks old won't start laying if the days are too short. Without enough daylight, it's totally normal not to see the first egg until late winter or even spring. When daylight increases again in late winter and early spring, production naturally picks up without you having to do anything.
For people who are new to chicken, this pause can feel alarming, but once you understand the rhythm, winter downtime makes complete sense.
And honestly, letting hens follow their natural cycle usually leads to better long-term health and more consistent laying over their lifetime.
There are a few other reasons hens stop laying too, and these come up in support all the time. Let's walk through the big ones.
Stress. Stress is a huge one. And stress shows up in many forms. Predators hanging around, moving the flock to a new coop, overcrowding, loud noises, heat waves, even a sudden storm. We get messages like they were laying until last week and then nothing. And when we ask what happened, the answer is usually something small, but stressful to birds.
And space is a big part of that. We talked about this through episode 4 with Matt, but I believe it's worth reiterating that inside the coop, they really do need 3 to 4 square feet per hen. Any tighter, and you start seeing squabbles, pacing, or sudden production drop.
Illness and parasites are another one we troubleshoot a lot. Mites, lice, worms, or reproductive issues that can all shut down laying. We'll have owners send photos saying, her comb looks lighter than usual, or she's eating, but she's just off. Those small clues, pale combs, messy vents, dull feathers, tell us something internal is going on.
And of course, broodiness. A broody hen will pause laying to sit on a nest, even if the eggs aren't fertile. People will say she hasn't laid in days and she won't leave the box. And we know instantly that's a broody girl with a plan.
And then there are the hiddenness. This one makes us smile because we hear it constantly. My hen stopped laying. Never mind, I found 20 eggs behind the woodpile. Or underneath the coop, or in a planter, or in a goat barn. Free-range hens love their secret spot.
We always tell people, if your birds look healthy, but there are no eggs, go on an egg hunt. There is a very real chance they're outsmarting you.
Now, Connie, I believe it's best for us to share with our listeners simple ways to narrow down the cause. A gradual decline usually means age. Feathers everywhere or pin feathers means a molt. Slowdown in late fall with healthy birds usually means daylight reduction. Birds sneaking away or returning at odd times, maybe laying in hidden nests. Any hen that looks unwell should be checked for parasites or illness.
Supplements won't force a hen to restart laying if the root cause is daylight, molting, or age. And avoid overdoing calcium because too much can strain their kidneys.
I think of laying like a seasonal cycle. Strong production in spring and summer, slower in fall, resting in winter and picking up again in early spring.
And even when older hens slow down, they still play an important role in flock stability. They bring experience and calm energy to the group. Now, that's a solid overview of why hens stop laying and what you can expect throughout the year. Thanks for going through this with me, Tina.
I'm glad we can share these stories here, Connie. I hope this helps new flock owners feel more confident when their hens take a break.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next episode.